le passé basé sur les écrits. Je l'ai appris à l'école. Edith Kawala, la fille de Monsieur Wala, très diplômée, riche. L'histoire dit que les Douala viennent du Congo. Un Congolais qui était venu pêcher au Cameroun. L'histoire dit que les Bamileke viennent du Soudan, avec le commerce sur la tête et la tradition. L'histoire dit que les Bassa viennent de l'Égypte. Ils avaient fui l'esclavage et la dictature de Pharaon. Dans une querelle familiale, Bassi quitta son frère Bassa et alla créer sa famille à Yabassi. Ces Congolais faisaient de la merde et jetaient partout dans la forêt. Ils étaient trop sales. Les Bassa leur abandonnaient la ville à cause de leur saleté. Certains Douala avaient pris la route du département de l'océan et ont créé les villages Batanga et Mabeya. D'autres avaient pris la route du sud-ouest, ont créé aussi les villages appelés Bakweri et Aboya aussi, les Bakweri. D'autres ont continué à Kumba. Ils se sont fait appeler Bafor et Bakundu. Voilà donc l'histoire. D'où viennent donc les Bamenda? D'où viennent les Borolo? D'où viennent les Magida? D'où viennent les bandits de Konjo? Bamenda était un État indépendant, avait un premier ministre au nom de Django Foncha. De ce côté, le Cameroun, aussi indépendant, avait Amadou Ahidjo. Les Blancs les ont flattés de s'unir. Maintenant, les Bamenda demandent leur indépendance. Ils veulent sortir du Cameroun. Ils en ont marre.
Good evening, fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome. For all those who are connected already via Zoom, tonight, as you know, is the Transition Fund Drive with the President, an important occasion for the nation of Ambazonia. I'm calling on all those who are watching us via our social media platforms on YouTube and on Facebook to share very widely, because we've started and the program today will be respected stricto sensu. I'm sure you were listening to that background music there. That was the music of French Cameroon's music icon. By now, some of you would have understood why a government like Cameroon will not tolerate such an individual. There's a lot for us to talk about it. But we believe that though he is a victim today, his situation is somewhat a vindication for some of us who have been shouting to the world that the Franco-Cameroon hegemony is one of the most cruel systems in this century. Many wouldn't believe. We believe that the spotlight of Longue Longue that has mounted the stage for over a week in the Cameroons will help us to shed light on other issues, similar issues. And I say Longue Longue is just one of many others in the Cameroons that are victims of crimes against humanity, insane torture. We have our prisoners of war, prisoners of conscience in their dungeons that are daily being treated in like manner. Right after this break, we'll commence with a discussion. Stay tuned.
The video that surfaced on social media has broken the internet, revealing disturbing images of cruelty inflicted upon Makossa music icon Longue Longue. Well, this revelation has reignited discussions surrounding the brutal Franco-Cameroonian hegemonic system in place. War crimes and crimes against humanity committed by the Biya dictatorial regime to its citizens in French Cameroon and the peace-loving people of the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. In this tragic narration, renowned French Cameroonian artist Longue Longue, who gained prominence in 2001 with his hit track Ayo Africa, has been the center of media attention across both Cameroons for days as a victim of this cruelty. Longue Longue, whose real name is Simon Lonkana, experienced a tumultuous childhood, losing his mother at a young age. He was raised by his uncle in Yabasi, but ultimately found himself living on the streets of the Besenge neighborhood in Douala. Disillusioned with his family, he determined not to succumb to a life on the streets. Instead, he fought to achieve the goals he set for himself. Longue Longue constructed a guitar and a drum kit from recycled materials and began performing in bars in popular areas of Douala and Yaoundé. His music, which reflects his perspective on love, history, politics, and nation building, has inspired many over the past 2 decades, but has also bred envy among some. Embracing the mantle of Le Libérateur, or the Liberator in English, he has composed songs that have the potential to spark change in any society. Longue Longue has bravely stepped forward after almost half a decade of trauma, with a harrowing account of torture at the hands of Paul Biya's Colonial Army personnel in 2019. In a powerful statement, he shared his traumatic experience, shining a light on the brutality and impunity that persist in Cameroon. The world is stunned, and one might wonder what happened to Longue Longue. How did it all begin, and why him?
Jamais élu. Voilà un monsieur que tout le Cameroun, si vous voulez sortir Moïse Kamto, on reprend les élections ville par ville. Ville par ville, on va voir qui va gagner. Moïse Kamto va taper.
If you bring out Maurice Kamto and we take the election city by city, then we will see who will win. Maurice Kamto won Paul Biya 500%. Maurice Kamto won the election, and you people stole it from him. I confidently say this. You people stole the elections. Everyone saw it. I said if we take it city by city, Maurice Kamto seated in one spot and Paul Biya on his, then people line up to vote. Let's see who will be voted. Let's see who Cameroonians will vote.
Arrêtez vos histoires là. Mettez tout le monde en prison si vous voulez. Hein? Voilà celui-là, celui qu'on venait d'arrêter, qui avait déjà envoyé tout le monde en prison. Comment il s'appelle encore? Donc moi son nom là, Djigé. Le dernier qu'on vient d'arrêter là avec sa femme et tout le monde là.
Stop your stories. Put everyone behind bars if you want to. the one who was recently arrested, Alain Mebe-Ungo, for stealing 3 billion francs. Didn't he also put people in prison? But today, isn't he also in prison? Put people in prison. You yourselves, where are you going to end up? Where will your children end up? Where will your family end up? Maurice Kamto won the elections. If we retake the elections with Paul Biya and Maurice Kamto seated down, and Cameroonian from Douala, Bafoussam, and Oliver are to vote, let's see who will be voted. It is not the stories where you people putting 10,000 francs in envelopes.
Pas les histoires que vous menez, vous mettez les 10 000 dans les enveloppes, avec les pains sardines, vous donnez aux militants d'aller voter. Hein? Vous achetez le fromage, les trucs, les yaourts, tout ça. Vous allez donner aux militants. Les tissus, on dirait les tissus de sortie. Hein? Arrêtez-moi cette histoire. Moi, au col, je m'adresse à toi.
With bread and sardines and give activists to go and vote. You buy cheese and yogurt and all the other things to give activists to go and vote. Stop these stories. Ametoko, I address this to you. You are worthless to say that Maurice Kamto hid at the bottom of the bed. You weren't there. You shouldn't jubilate when you see people's misfortune. You have nothing. You sleep in your parents' house. You are a poor guy. You are unhappy. If you have the balls, come stop me. We have been told not to do it directly. But when it comes to very disturbing issues, I speak.
Viens m'arrêter. Et nous savons qui te monte. Tu as compris? C'est ce que je tenais à vous dire. Parce qu'on m'a demandé de ne plus faire les directs. Mais quand il s'agit de trucs aussi bizarres, moi je parle. Tu te mets à la télé, tu racontes, tu dis que oui, quelqu'un qui se fait passer pour un sauveur, pour un leader, au premier, ceci, cela, il se cache à la lit d'un enfant. Tu étais là quand Moïse Kamto se cachait?
You sit at the TV station and you say someone who was supposed to be a savior, this and that, he hid under children's bed. Were you there when he hid himself? The truth has been revealed that Maurice Kamto never hid himself. When they wanted to free him, he said he won't come out unless all those who were caught together with him are set free as well. Can you even create a political party? Can you create an association? You are empty. Help me share this message. They have stolen billions and also rigged the elections. You have rigged elections twice, once with John Fundi and this time with Maurice Kamto. Cameroonians are not foolish. It's simply because Cameroonians don't like violence.
Espèce de parvenu. C'est ce que tu as. Partagez-moi ce message. Je dis partagez. Partagez ça. Jusqu'au cabinet civil. Venez m'arrêter. Bande de volés. Ils ont volé les milliards. Vous avez volé les élections.
We are just calm people. We are just calm and watching. We don't like violence. But I will tell you that you stole the elections.
Les Camerounais n'aiment pas la violence. On laisse seulement. On n'aime pas la violence. Mais vous avez volé les élections. Moi, je vous dis ça. Allez faire ce que vous voulez. Je suis là, je ne me cache pas. Je ne me cache pas, je suis là. Nous sommes en démocratie.
Take it as you want. I am not hiding. Since you are dictators, come and arrest me.
Coupe-moi ça.
It is believed that the bold utterances and declarations made by Longue Longue, which you just watched, did not leave the cabal in Yaoundé very comfortable. One might reasonably ask, what is wrong with a man questioning the authenticity of flawed elections? La République du Cameroon purports to be a democracy after all. In fact, according to Biya, his party is the Cameroon People's Democratic Party. Let us examine how Biya and his cohorts manifest democracy.
La famille, je vous ai toujours dit qu'on a failli me tuer. En 2019, la sécurité militaire, une bande de militaires.
Hello family, I've always told you people that it almost killed me. In 2019, a group of military men came and caught me barbarously at Hotel Sawa. I was taken to the military camp and I was tortured. All that was left for them was to kill me, just as they killed Martinez Zogo. But when you're a child of God, God always performs a miracle.
Mais quand vous êtes un enfant de Dieu, Dieu fait toujours le miracle. Dieu est venu m'enlever dans les bras de ses bourreaux. Alors, 5 ans après, Dieu m'envoie la vidéo de ma torture. qui y crut. Pour cela, je vous donne rendez-vous, exclusivité mondiale.
God saved me from their hands. 5 years later, God sends me a video of how I was tortured. For that reason, I give you all an appointment to witness the attempted assassination of the artist Longue Longue. Wednesday at 2 p.m. You all will witness it clearly, how a human being is being tortured like an animal.
Pendant que je crie. Le patron, lui, il est là en chemise, cravate, bien habillé. Il filme. Ça me dit pourquoi on me torture. Juste pour ma liberté de penser. Pour ma liberté de penser. Donc, mercredi, vous aurez cette vidéo. Pour le moment, je vous fais écouter déjà, d'abord, rien que le son.
Ten muscular soldiers holding machetes and torturing the soles of my feet. When I was screaming, their boss just standing there and filming, well dressed with his shirt and tie, torturing me without telling me the reason why, just because of my freedom of thought. So on Wednesday, this video will be available for you people.
Ces gens n'ont pas de cœur.
But for now, I'll just let you listen. These people have no heart. They were beating me as if I was an animal. No matter how loud you shout, it isn't their problem because they were trained to kill. How many Cameroonians have already been killed like this? How many Cameroonians have disappeared? So I have decided to file a complaint in Cameroon and in France as well.
Porter plainte au Cameroun, porter plainte en France. Vous vous souvenez, j'avais ma tournée au Canada. J'ai tout perdu. Les gens m'avaient déjà donné les avances de cachet. J'étais obligé de rembourser.
You remember, I had my tour in Canada. People had already paid me in advance, but I was obliged to return their money to avoid the complaint being filed against. And ever since I've been alive. But I have never had my passport and my Canadian visa again internally. So as appointed, you always see this video directly. So now call on the lawyers who are for human rights. So I call on all politicians and all those who want change. Because now I think I need to be protected by all those who want change.
Parce que maintenant, je crois que je dois être protégé par tous ceux qui veulent le changement. Parce que vous savez, s'attaquer à ces bourreaux, à ces criminels.
So remember, on Wednesday, the video for the attempted assassination of artist Longue Longue will be out.
La vidéo de tentative d'assassinat de Longue Longue, mercredi à 14h.
What a way to show democracy. Did you see that? The disturbing video you just watched is making rounds on the internet. To justify this cruelty and brutality, cronies of Biya's barbaric regime are insinuating that the victim is being accused of singing and propagating messages against the La République du Cameroon's government and their leader, the 91-year-old dictator Paul Biya, who has clung to power since 1982. According to Longue Longue, he was abducted from Hotel Sawa in 2019 by a group of military men and taken to a military camp. There, he endured severe physical abuse with 10 soldiers holding machetes to his feet while their commander filmed the entire ordeal.
Pardon, donnez-moi. Donnez-moi une seconde de chance.
Lève-toi, beaucoup.
Donnez-moi une seconde de chance, pardon.
Lève-toi.
J'ai envie de voir mes enfants grandir.
Lève-toi, le Cameroun t'a pardonné. Lève-toi.
J'ai envie de voir mes enfants grandir,
Lève-toi, le
pardon.
Cameroun t'a pardonné, mon frère.
Pardon, je ne ferai plus de Davis.
Mon frère, lève-toi.
Davis d'abord, pardon.
Lève-toi.
Pardon, quand je n'ai, pardon. Pardon.
Ça va, lève-toi.
Very sad. This is the mantra of the cruel enterprise and mafia of Biya's government, which relies on two main weapons: intimidation and manipulation. As you can see in this video, Longue Longue has been bullied and coerced into submitting to this oppressive system. A man who once gained fame across Cameroon and beyond is now reduced to a figure of public ridicule. What a shame. This atrocious, inhumane and degrading physical abuse took place at the Senil premises in Douala in 2019, and this is an official bureau of the colonial government that Biya has established. Some of the names mentioned and assigned to these heinous crimes are as follows. 1. Frigate Captain Bernard Mbu Tabala, Warrant Officer Musa Tabala's henchman who wielded the machete. Stephen, a revoked soldier recruited by Tabala to carry out illicit acts. Chief Warrant Officer Dibango alias Eloka, known for torturing victims with a machete. Warrant Officer Arsin Fuda, seen in the video wearing the blue flowered shirt and pinning Longue Longue to the ground. Warrant Officer Charlie Keek, the Secretary of Tabala. Alfred Njale, a civilian informant recruited as well by Tabala to support his efforts and carry out nefarious activities. Warrant Officer Kamto Alain Vandampi, a civilian and serial informant and recruited by Tabala for illicit work. Warrant Officer Fonkyu Alain, Warrant Officer Lionel Namfak Kana, Sergeant Chief Mukta Mohammed, Warrant Officer Nanji. These 13. There are those who want the world to believe that these highlighted individuals, 13 of which took the law into their own hands, acting of their own volition. That is a narrative meant for the gods, not for us. A narrative for those who do not understand how the hegemony of French Cameroon organizes and funds crime. It is without exaggeration a systemic institutionalization of evil. This reflects a strategic and cruel approach by President Biya's barbaric regime to secure and maintain power. In 2017, we witnessed the gendarmes, under the direct orders of Paul Biya, beheading Sam Sawyer before his wife, children, and community, an act reminiscent of the atrocities committed by the terrorist group ISIS. In 2018, the army loyal to Biya was caught on camera shooting women and children in the northern region of French Cameroon. Still in 2018, numerous videos emerged on social media showing Biya's B group, his troop, and gendarmes cruelly torturing innocent civilians, unarmed and defenseless, under the pretext that they were Amazonian fighters. Even before the Longue Longue situation in 2019, the Colonial Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanga NG, had sent out messages threatening civilians, promising them havoc if they contested the elections that were evidently being rigged. Biya's gendarmes have committed egregious acts, including the frying of babies in palm oil. Children, young girls, and women have been robbed, raped and killed by these thugs loyal to Biya. We have intelligence that Southern Cameroonians, known as Amazonians who are illegally detained in the Sed and the Kondegi junctions, are also subjects to this cruelty. Chief Justice Aya Paul Abine and the Nera 10 have testified to experiencing similarly barbaric treatment. It is now clear that Biya's government has orchestrated one of the most heinous war crimes and crimes against humanity this century, not only during this ongoing conflict in Cameroon, but throughout over 4 decades of his dictatorial regime. The question we must ask is if Francois Bozize and Abdoulaye Hissène of the Central African Republic, as well as Al-Hassan Ag Abdul Aziz Ag Mohammed Ag Mamou of Mali, have faced consequences, why not Biya? With all the evidence available, the silence of the international community is indeed unfortunate. As this history unfolds, the world will have to explain, especially to the oppressed people of Southern Cameroon's Amazonia.
Indeed, the world will have to explain to the people of Southern Cameroon's Amazonia the purpose of the deafening silence. I have with me in the studio Barrister Fru John Nsoh, Dr. Fred Lobati, Commander Willy, as we commence the conversation. Those were 18 minutes that were difficult to watch. And someone was asking earlier on, what is our interest? Our interest is because we took opportunity to show who Biya is, to unmask a dictator that for some reason is being protected, has not been indicted for crimes against humanity and war crimes. What is happening? Even before we get into that, I'd like you all to introduce yourself and greet the people of Ambazonia. Welcome, Dr. Lobati, Barrister Fru, and Commander Willy.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be with you guys today. I just want to show a book here. You can see Cameroon, written the German way. It talks about all the atrocities of the French from 1948 through 1957, 1971. I want you guys to look closely here. You see this last picture where my finger is. You will see people who were killed with their heads cut off, and the people and doing that were French white soldiers. Anyway, the reason I'm putting this up is to show that the French are the people behind all of this. They have trained La République to do what they are doing. They are basically carrying out what La République, what the French told them to do. We can single out our people and go to details of what they do, but this is a thing that the French have been carrying out not only in Cameroon, all across Africa. The Senegalese troops that supported the French during the Second World War, they went back home and were asking the French for their benefits, and Charles de Gaulle told the first president of Senegal to lock them up and let them rot in jail, which La République does. So indirectly, La République military are trained by the French. It's how the French trained them. I'll leave it right there. We can go into more details. But I just want to show that we have books to back this up. And anybody who is interested, you can order this online and read it.
We're going to get back to that. We're going to get back to that, Dr. Lobati. You're going to give us more details on, because it's all about painting a picture for those who are sitting in their houses and thinking that they have people in prison, or so that the world can actually know what the people of the Cameroons are subject to under Biya's or the Franco-Bulu Betty hegemony. Yes, Barrister Fru, please talk to us.
Paddy, thank you very much for inviting me again once more this week. Before I say what I want to say, I want to send fraternal greetings to Alphonse. Alphonse is the young man that you saw the gendarmes beating him on his leg and held in mud. You saw that young man?
Yeah.
That is my client. He is in Kondenge. He was sentenced to 20 years after they have done that to him for no crime committed. Before I came online, I called him and to wish him well. He is very much alive, and we have taken with the help of Dr. Sako, we took an appeal after the 20 years of sentencing, and his case is in the Court of Appeal and it's coming up in November. Having said that, let me tell you, La République du Cameroon is one of the most brutal, if not the most brutal regime still on the face of the earth in the 21st century. It is unfortunate that we have such a regime on the continent of Africa. Yes, the French have done that to many countries, but they have since recovered. But La République, it will not recover. They are still as brutal as in the 50s. Look at what you are talking about, Longue Longue. Look at what they have done to our people. Look at what they executed our people in Douala, in the Douala Semil cell. Those whom they set up to kill Florence Ayapo and dismembered her. They came and executed them point blank and went to Bonaberi and took two innocent children and they are languishing in prison. La Republique is the most devilish and the most barbaric and primitive regime that still runs around on the face of the earth, and the world is watching. We will talk some more.
That's unfortunate, Commander Willie. I know when you see such images, it really provokes you to want to say something. Talk to us. We need to rush on this so that we have some reports to process this evening, and we do not have all night, so that we can move into what is essential, the transition fund drive for the president. Talk to us, Commander Willie.
Yes, fellow people of the world, Sheikh No Day, we greet you all. On behalf of Ambassador State Army, we salute you and we thank you all. What is going on in Cameroon is nothing strange. As our senior people have said on TV, they have experienced it, you've experienced it yourself. Not going deep into that, Paul Biya is a soldier, although they call him a president, a civilian president. Paul Biya is a soldier, and soldiers they do what? They kill. So every French occupational force or civil or administrator in Ambazonia is a killing machine. They have asked them to come and kill. Honorable Wilbur said it in their parliament, and as such, people have the video and the audios. I won't go much into that. What pities me is that we're talking about Longue Longue because he's a high-profile person. But thousands of Amazonians and millions have been killed. Some of them, they don't have nobody to videotape their own and tell their own message. Fortunately, Longue Longue could tell his message and show the images. For those who do not have the privilege, they are still dying there in jail in Konenge, in Manfe, in Bamenda, all over the world. So as we go further, we elaborate on it more. Over to you.
Okay, we want to get into the in-depth of the intricacies. We are coordinating a couple of things. That's why you see we type in. Undaunted has some reports that would also be showing us and bringing to our memory what happens with journalists in Cameroon, and will enforce what has to do with the lockdown. So the lockdown that the government has announced and the reasons why. This is where I want us to begin, Dr. Fred. You have a video or a book that you just showed there. Maybe you want to get into the in-depth of it. A video popped up, I think 2 months ago on social media, also telling or reminding the world of how many hundreds of thousands of Burmese were killed by the French. So it's like a hand down. It's like a tradition from the French that is being handed down. When a supposed Amba general was treated the same way Longue was treated, his was worse because he was killed. The media did not go on an uproar like they have done. They say the client, Barrister Fru mentioned there. The media didn't say anything. In fact, some Francophones called us Anglophones for retaliating and taking responsibility. Today, we have an opportunity to tell the world in a way that they can listen to us. Please talk to us, Dr. Lobati.
So maybe the Francophones call us Francophones because they have given up. What I mean is they know that these are the terrible things going on. They don't want to die. They want to eat their bread and sardine. So they just gave up and let them get away with it. And why are we fighting for our rights? So when we do, then we are the people that go through the level of suffering that we are going through. I mean, one of our patriots in Kondengi said that what Longue Longue went through was caressing. That what the children of the former British Southern Cameroon go through is 100 times worse than that. And we know there's another video of somebody who was similarly being tortured until he gave up the ghost. Longue Longue did not give up the ghost. I'm not saying that what happened to him was is not bad. It was horrible. But what they have done to the children of former British Cameroon is much worse. And what I was trying to bring up here is that the things that we are talking about, we're not just talking out of our heads. The facts are there for those who truly are interested and want to find out. Like I said, there is this book called Cameroon in German, which talks about une guerre cachée aux origines de la France-Afrique from 1948 to 1971, when Ernest Wande was killed in Bafoussam. And in this book, you can read the details of what the French did in just Cameroon alone. And like I demonstrated, there are so many beautiful pictures in there. And I will tear this one up because it's my book. I can handle it. As you look carefully here, this is the rulers of Francophone Cameroon talking with the leaders, the traditional leaders of East Cameroon. But in here, you see when they captured the Bamli case, they gathered the crowd, like you see behind the scenes. These French soldiers cut off their heads and displayed them to frighten the population. And this was in 1957. You can read right here. So the Lieutenant Colonel Lamberton had an operation in the Senegal Maritime on May 27, 1957, where they killed these people. That is the Bassar Bamileke genocide, where they killed over 500,000 people. They displayed their heads that they cut off, the whites cut off, to frighten the population. We know that during the Amazonian crisis, they have gone to places like Bafut, killed people, and hung the heads on a piece of wood. And we see, of course, a black Francophone soldier doing that. But I just want to show here that you see the white French doing this. They're the people who have been training La Republique military. And they train for Jivet to do all the horrible things that we know for Jivet did. Just like for Jivet took Atanganji and trained him to do the horrible special duties that Atanganji has been doing for Paul Biya. The French are the originators of all of this. I'm not trying to say that those blacks who did it, they should go away, they should be absolved of their crime. But what I'm saying is that the originators of this inhumane treatment and maltreatment are the French. And they are using our people to maltreat our people and torture our people, subjugate them in order to control us and get our stuff. And the details are there. For those who are interested, you can buy this online. It's maybe less than $50 for those who care.
That's amazing. So like Dr. Lobati is saying there, Barrister Fru, Cameroon strategically and cruelly does this, first of all, to either intimidate you to submission or just to silence you forever. Barrister Fru, please.
La République de Cameroon has copied the French method in colonial Africa from 1943 to 1971. They copied word for word. You see the way they cut Sam Sawyer's head, the way they treated Alphonse. Alphonse was lucky that he was finally alive and taken to prison and still sentenced. There are many who have been treated like this, like Commander Willy said, who have been killed, and the whole world knows about what is happening in Cameroon. They have something in the Hague they call the International Criminal Court. We prepared a criminal complaint and I did the filing on the 2nd of December 2000. I am still waiting for that court to go down and arrest the culprits in La République de Cameroon and try them. Everybody is sitting quiet. The excuse the ICC is giving us that they don't have any funding. But they have funding for Ukraine. They had funding for Israel. But when it comes to Black Africa, no, there's no funding. No funding. The French are the most barbaric human beings on the face of the earth, and they're passing on to colonial Africa, especially Cameroon. All the other African countries have recovered from their ordeal. But hey, the Biya regime, a Frenchman with black hair that took over Cameroon, has continued with the brutality of the 60s and the 50s. How can you treat a human being this manner? Where is the law? Where is the Catholic Church that has associations, they call association for the prevention of torture? Where are they? They torture our people every day. It just suffices for you to be taken to any military camp in Cameroon or in Ambazonia still now and see what they will do to you there. I mean, it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate because the world after Rwanda, the world said never again. And yet, the genocide that Cameroon has inflicted on the people of the southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, is all recorded and filed in the court. Nobody is talking about it. Not even the so-called Secretary General or the person who is in charge of Central Africa, the Secretary General's representative in Central Africa. They are all hoodlums. They had a Chaldean there they call Paul. He told all kinds of lies when this war started on the people of the southern Cameroon declared by Biya. He went to the United Nations and was lying for years until they discovered his lie, put him aside, and brought another one who is sitting there and chopping, doing nothing. And our people are paying the price. I like to talk about Longue Longue, but Longue Longue is nothing compared to what our people have gone through. If you go to that Kondenge prison, you will see boys, what they have done to boys. Some of them are still in bed there, chained in bed in Kondenge. With the wounds that they received from these barbaric fellows. How does Cameroon train its own soldiers? To torture their own people? And you will not believe this, Paddy. The head of the torture machine in Douala, when this thing happened to Longue Longue, is called Tabala, and he's a man from Bafochu, from Babatu in Bafochu, in Santa. I wouldn't call them Bafochu, but they are Babatu in Santa. It's called Tabala. He's still there. He's still in the army, eating fat. And one day he will come and say, I am an Ambazonian from Santa. My God. This our struggle, when it ends, you hear the stories. For now, we are still battling it in the courts and trying to do what we can do to alleviate the suffering of our people. But let's not relent, because the suffering continues. We have not said anything about a baby thrown in boiling oil. We have not said anything about a baby shot in a taxi, in a car going to school, or shot coming back from school in Bamenda. Shot in Boya going to school, from Bamenda coming back from school. We have not said anything about a woman in Dob, that they shot a baby. She was carrying a baby on her back. They shot and killed the baby and killed her. Is that what happens in war? Those are all war crimes. But hey, look, the United Nations doesn't represent anything anymore. We have been singing on this network and other networks day and night, but the United Nations is not listening to anybody. They don't care. As long as it is limited to Africa, they don't give a shit. Altogether, black people are not human beings. Look, Guterres, or what they call his name, I hope he's listening to me. We may be black African, but we're still human beings. And the story of Ambazonia will be told on your head. But there's nothing else that we can say or sing that these people will listen to us. Biya, the so-called Biya, dead or alive, instituted this. And he was brutal, but not this brutal. Atanganji, our so-called Atanganji, who claims he's a Bamenda boy, he is worse than any brutal francophone that you may want to know. He went to Bamenda, guided by 2,000 troops in Bamenda station, and said, "I send you to go and whether torture or kill people, but you exaggerated more than Lucifer." He was confessing that the people that he sent to go and torture our people did more than, or kill our people did more than what he wanted. The blood of Florence Ayafo is on Atanganji's head, on Lele Afrique's head, on that superintendent of prison in Bamenda's head, on Emin Bankwi. Emin Bankwi is the one who's mounting these people to torture people the way you see them. And he's still there. He's supposed to have retired. They did not want to retire him because they need him to continue to torture and kill people. He executes people, extrajudicial killing, right in this office in Douala and in Yaoundé. Who will talk? Where is our journalist Wazizi? He killed him and he doesn't even have the courage to deliver the body to the family. This is a topic that it's very emotional, Paddy. Excuse my reaction, but that is what it is.
I think you're very free to vent. Commander Willy, you relate with most of the boys on the ground right now. When you watch these videos and get these reactions, what do you really think?
Yes, Comrade Paddy, as you see, a snake gives birth to a snake. France is a python, and it gives birth to a snake, a cobra, or a mamba. All have the same poison. You see, France cannot give birth to a crocodile, but it gives birth to a snake, and they're just merely carrying the functions and duties of France. The solution is simple. In a country like the Republic of Cameroon, and even in a country like Ambazonia, where the French Cameroon army, gendarme, and police, they are torturing the people. You do not have to sit and wait for the white man to come help you or to come relieve you. The white man will never come. You do what you call tit for tat. Do me, I do you. Those gendarmes beating you, you know their houses. They will not stay in their brigade. When they go to their houses, you go and give them flowers. As simple as that. In the morning, they have flowers in their hand while they sleep on their bed. As simple, you don't have to begin to beat by the bush that, oh, the white man should come, the white man should not come. No. Each family back home should just keep this. This is a solution analysis base. We should focus on solution so that to make sure the human dignity is respected and safe across the world. Don't wait for the United Nations. Don't wait for the police. Don't wait for the gendarme. If police torture you and beat you and do things to you, just take it easy. Look the address, find the house. You know where they live. You go there, you not see the officer. You give the flowers to the wife. You do not see the wife, you give the flower to the kids. You do not see if they're all at home, at least you just give the whole family a flower and go you back. As simple next day he will not be in the brigade again. It means you've taken one entity off the market. That's how you treat this type of criminals. I'm not going to judge them whether they commit crime or they do not commit crime. They are doing what Satan does best. What convinced me that most Christians suffer too much in the world because they are lenient. Oh, God is coming to save me. No, God is not coming. The devil is punishing you now. You say, oh, there's heaven and there's hell. You are in hell when they are beating you and kicking you and cutting you. That's hell. What our people are going through, we are going through hell. So we should not be thinking that God is coming to save us. God has given us the power, giving us the wisdom, and it's for us now to cast the devil out. I hear Barrister Fru talk of where are the churches. The churches are part of the game. During slavery, the churches helped to bring people together so that way the white people could rally them easily and take them as slaves. The church have brought religion to brainwash people, and is brainwashing people. In the morning, they sing a longue. In the afternoon, kale kale come, and then you are swept under your feet. They are, when it comes to fighting, I made an audio some few years back. I said those in Konege, they should give me the names of those warders or officers who are maltreating them badly. We have some names, and those people were visited in certain capacity. You see, when it's simple as that, when they are beating our people in jail, you do not, we are far away or near, we cannot touch them, we have way of reaching them. If your name is Commandant Obala or Commandant John, well, you come and you are brutal to the people in jail. We know that Commander John have a house where he goes to. The taxi man that carries you from the walk to your house, or you have a car. We know your landlord. We know where you live. In the evening to come and greet you, whether in Yaoundé or Douala or wherever it is. As simple as that. When you do like that, when they say, where's Commander this? They say, oh, he got a flower and he's going to meet the Kema. The rest will shape up. You do not fight war by complaining. You do not resist people by complaining. You resist people by solution-based analysis. And how is the solution? They kill you, you go find them, and you give them flowers. When it comes to international scene, we should not call United Nations whether they are coming, they are not coming. United Nations are coming to get their, what they call gold, that gold thing that Pobia give them. When you come, he gives their own. So for the diplomatic community, I want people to know, anytime you go to Cameroon and you collect all those gold statues and they're in your house, those are bloods of people. So every time you look at that gold statue in your house, know that you are keeping the bloods of thousands of Ambazonians or millions of Ambazonians or millions of Africans who are being tortured and killed. So if you have a gold statue in your house or a gold chain, any gold artifact in your house that you collect from Cameroon, given to you by Paul Biya, know that you are touching blood. To be safe, call the government of Ambazonia and return those things to the government of Ambazonia. Those are articles that have been stolen from southern Cameroon. Those are articles that they have been theft from southern Cameroon. Those are articles that they have killed people from southern Cameroon, and they have used them as sculpture. They give it to you to initiate you in their occultic society, and you take it as a gift. It's not a gift. Paul Biya is the longest, oldest serving president in Africa. He has bullied all the diplomats. Yeah, because most of the diplomats, there is children or grandchildren. Some diplomats come, you are a diplomat. That man, Paul Biya is 91 years old. He's not 91 years because then you put your hand on your ears, then you can go to school. If you are straight, your hand will not go around. Paul Biya is about 100 and something years old. They say he's dead. They say he's alive. What you are seeing on TV is not Paul Biya. It's an imposture acting as Paul Biya, but people will believe that Paul Biya is dead. But that's an imposture. They can craft masks to mimic Paul Biya, and that's what the world is being deceived. They couldn't have brought that mass man to United Nations because he will be arrested and prosecuted for impersonation. So that's why they can only do that in Cameroon. Coming back to last but not the least, as we are fighting this war and going, people have too much sympathy in their mind, and they talk too much. Just kill me, I kill you. As simple as that. The custom officer or the police officer that is beating you, you know where he lives? He will beat you in the day. In the evening, he'll go back to his house. He will beat you in the morning, night, he goes back to his house. If you're in jail, call your family brother, tell him that this commissioner is maltreating me so bad in this jail. Your family members can go find him, burn him inside his car, burn him inside his house, get to his house, you're gonna shoot all of them. That's it. The one who can say commissioner is dead, the wife is dead, the kids are all dead. He will understand that you are a human being. The Africans are suffering today because why? We should learn to behave like the white man. Excuse my language. The white man will shoot all dust. We should learn to behave like the white man. It's because of our sympathy, of our. We come here to talk about law. The law said this, the law said, the law said. Have you ever heard the white man talk about law? The white man will be killing and going, the black man will complain about law. If you want to hide something, leave it on the book. Those who wrote the book, the white man wrote the book, the black man carried it and be reading and be presiding. Article, this. The white man does not do article. The white man article is the gun. He shoots you and you're gone. So we should go ahead and shoot those who are killing us. That's where, then you want to be free, you got to kill. The lion killed to live. We want to be free, we should kill to be free. If not, then don't complain. The slavery they fought for slavery could end. The black people fought, the white people joined, the people died. White people died, black people died. You kill to be free. And the presence of gun is check and balance. So as we explore down the road, you will see that you have a gun, you have power. The Jana have the gun, they have power. You don't have a gun, you have a machete. You go to the general house, you kill him. You can go to the general house, you kill him, just butcher him and leave him there. When he get up, his friends see it, they'll be like, oh, what happened? Oh, he was so brutal. He will shape up. When we were in primary school, a headmaster that used to mess up, beat us up. You know what we used to do? You tie his own cocky in the evening. He's passing, you put it on his face. When I say cocky, you guys know what I mean. In cocoa leaf, when he's passing, you throw it on his face. When he was stinky all over the place, he will not be brutal again. You think that people who are being so evil, they don't know how to follow the standard operation procedure? The policy might not say they should be so wicked, but when you keep your guard down, nobody knows that you can do the many things. That's why they raise their bar and they be killing people and shooting people. You give them a small gun and a small cap, automatically you made them to become Jesus. As a Christian or as a human being, if you give your guard down, they kill you. No fighter on the ground in Barcelona should be fighting and thinking that, oh, I'll be judged tomorrow. No, nobody will judge you. The judge is you. The judge is your gun. Over to you.
Yeah, let me make it. Paddy, let me rectify something here. It's very important. The Federal Republic of Ambazonia is a law-abiding country, and we have laws that govern war. And those laws were passed in the Geneva Convention. And we teach our ASA to respect the rules of engagement. To respect the rules of engagement. Extrajudicial killing is not part of the rule of engagement in the Geneva Convention. That is, we have to be cautious and know that that is the law. I don't care whether anybody respects the law, it says they should not respect the law and so on. That is the law. And that is why we have filed a complaint to the ICC, and one day they will be brought to book. So what I'm trying to say is that whether what happens to us, we must also be able to respect the laws of engagement as it concerns war, the Geneva Convention, everything that concerns, that regulates war. Otherwise, you find yourself in a very uncomfortable situation in the courts, in the Hague, and so on. I just wanted to let us know that.
Where I want us to get to before we conclude, I have another video that we're trying to put here so that we can show the world what another evidence that has happened in Ambazonia. So what I want us to get, Dr. Lobati, you can hear Commander Willy and Barrister Fru saying there, Biya is doing all of this with impunity. We have seen leaders in Africa, and most recently, like Star Smart reported in her documentary, you have Bozize. These are all leaders in Africa that are currently being indicted for crimes against humanity and war crimes. And the evidence is clear with Biya killing people. Because I tell people, stop wasting your time going after Bankwi. The criminal here is Biya. Am I saying that the Bankwis and all those officers will not be charged? That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that
Bankwi is on our list. It's on the list.
Just a moment, Barrister Fru. I didn't say he is not on the list. So my question is, why is the world protecting Biya? Who is behind this?
I hope you guys can see this here. Can you put me in line?
Yes.
This was the Secretary General of the United Nations before we had our independence, and if you look carefully, he died. He ruled from 1953 to, I'm sorry, it's not coming out very clear, but anyway, to 1961. And he said that putting the two Cameroon stars, uniting the Southern Cameroons to the Cameroon Republic, is like forcing a balloon under the sea. One day it will come out. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to bring out. What I wanted us to bring out is that this man died in a plane crash over the Congo. And he died in the plane crash because of the same reason why our people are being killed right now. Basically, these guys wanted our stuff. This man was an honest guy, and was trying to go around helping the individual nations to acquire their independence. Went to Congo and was going to arrive in Biya, assist Foncha and the government of the Southern Cameroons in preparation to meet Ahidjo to forge out the Federal Republic that Ahidjo promised in the United Nations. And he was an honest guy who was trying to do what is right. But these dark forces behind the French and the British and others killed him in that plane. And then since then, the United Nations has become something else. Remember that they're the same people who approved the Secretary General of the United Nations. The only Secretary General of the United Nations that we heard something about genocide was Kofi Annan, who was an African. He came and said that what happened in Rwanda should never happen again. And that one person, just one person killed is already genocide just because of who they are. And of course, genocide has continued, including in our place. And Antonio Guterres, who used to be Prime Minister of Portugal, and then became the President of the European Union before he went to become Secretary General of the United Nations, he's saying nothing. He went to Yaoundé, they gave his statue, and he stayed him mute because he is collaborating with them. The French control him. He collaborates with the French to get our stuff. That's why they don't care whether we are dying. So if you're waiting on them, you're wasting your time. The only true, honest Secretary General of the United Nations that could have said the truth, they're killed. And since then, they have always put people in there who do what they want. And that's why the UN is worthless. If you look at the so-called UN, wherever they have been on earth, they have these white tanks with UN on it and Bangladeshi troops riding in it, but you never have peace. They have been in the Congo, Brazil, Kinshasa, and over 3 million people have died. And even one time, one of those white tanks from the UN somersaulted or fell over a ditch, and out of the tank was coming gold in containers. So they were pretending that they were maintaining peace in Brazil, in Zaire, by using the white tanks, deceiving the people to carry the gold that these guys want, which is our stuff. And they have places where these planes land where there is war, and they carry those things away. The reason they are killing us is because of our stuff. And the UN is compromised. If you are really waiting for the UN to come and solve a problem, you will wait, and hopefully you die peacefully and you will get nothing from that UN. But I know that things will change. Whether they like it or they don't, things are going to change. That's why I do the things that I do and say the things that I say. But I want us to know for a fact who is who and who is doing what. This United Nations is worthless. It doesn't have any value. Even now that the Israelis are killing the Palestinians, they are struggling to give just water to fleeing Palestinians. The United Nations is saying that they are struggling to give some water to the fleeing Palestinians, while Israel is bombing Gaza with bombs provided by the United States. So the United Nations has no power. We attribute to it powers it doesn't have. Anyway, that's why the white man is doing nothing. That's what I'll tell you.
Yeah, but Fru, I think this is a point where you need to come. Why do you think that of all that is happening, even the media, I would say the media is protecting Biya. This is not the first time that things like this is happening. We have seen other leaders. If Bozize would be held for war crimes and crimes against humanity, these are individuals still alive. We have seen governments, Mugabe before he died, face sanctions. We know of Idi Amin, we know of Charles Taylor. All of these leaders were not attended to with any respect by the global community. But Biya seems to be a kind of a blessed child that he commits crimes against humanity with impunity. That's what I'm trying for us.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that. There is an international conspiracy against us because of our resources. Let me explain. If you look at those that have drilling contracts from La République du Cameroun in the Gulf of Guinea in our territory, there are 4 major companies. You have ADAC, the Chinese. You have Gascom, the Russians. You have Perenco, the British and the French. You have ELF, the French. They have connived, and then of course you have the United States on the other side of the Gulf of Guinea. 40%. They are partners in crime. They have connived to support Biya to annihilate us because of our resources. Because if not, Charles Taylor was arrested without any problem. Many others have been arrested without any problem. But Biya walks freely in the world, goes to China, and the Chinese will not allow him die there. They carry him to France. France said, "Oh no, continue with him to Geneva." And Geneva, whatever happened there, nobody knows what has happened to him. They are all protecting their wealth in the Gulf of Guinea. You may want to know that the oil deposits in the Gulf of Guinea amount to 25% of the oil in the world. And Biya was so smart to share it to these conspirators. If anybody thinks that I am not correct, let them own up and tell the world why Ambazonia, the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, is suffering the way they are till today. There's an international conspiracy, and they even tell us that if they are getting it from La Republic of Cameroon, they have no interest in us. I mean, sometimes it is important to listen to Willy, because where do we seek for redress? Where? But to ourselves. That's why the drafting today is so important. It's crucial for our best survivor. I would call on all the Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia anywhere in the world that today's draft, forget about food for the next 2 weeks, and make sure that you write your name in that book. That is the transition book. And draft, because everything ends with us. If we don't fight, who will fight for us? And when they see us fighting and we are almost at the end, you'll see some of the hypocrites coming to say, okay, now it's time, let's talk. And they'll be asking for their own share. They'll be asking for what do we intend to do for them when it comes to our resources. That is the crux of the matter, Paddy. Let nobody tell you anything. La Republic is eating fat from our territory and has shared the booty with these international conspirators. That is the only reason why you go to the United Nations, you want to talk to shut their mouth. Nobody can talk about the Southern Cameroons in the United Nations. That is what my brother Dr. Lobati is saying. The United Nations is a toothless bulldog. They cannot even, if they cannot solve the problem in Gaza, you think they will come and solve the problem in Ambazonia?
Is it just that the United Nations is a toothless bulldog, or there is a special lobby?
The United Nations is controlled by the power that I've just told you, Paddy. That is who the United Nations is. You have France, Britain, America, and China. Those are the people.
You're not listening to me. I'm saying that. Is it that France, just to add to what you're saying, is it that France is also lobbying for their interests? Because it's so strange. They don't want Ambazonians to speak about who they are. In the Cameroons, to talk about who we are is a crime, is considered treason. Even the media is bullying us. They're blocking our images, blocking whatever we want to do. The image of Longue Longue was not even that graphic. But I think that there is a conspiracy even on Facebook to protect Biya. We have seen images from Gaza that are more graphic. Kemi Ashu and I will share things every day. We can tell you this. That are more graphic than the image of Longue Longue. But Mark Zuckerberg and his cohorts in Central Africa, for some reason, They don't even want the video of Longue Longue to play on Facebook. We have, if you notice the way we have
Facebook,
edited
and maybe you don't know, Facebook is paid by, has been bought over by La Republique du Cameroon. You will not see anything that compromises La Republique du Cameroon. You must know that.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, and I'm also happy that you mentioned something about Commander Willy. So, Commander Willy, I'm coming to you. You are vindicated. But Fru says sometimes we need to listen to you. that
But we must also respect the Geneva Convention, the rules of engagement.
I wish I had my Stambese here because there's a way he always says that. He says when you talk about there's a way he interprets that. I wish I could even say it.
Why didn't you bring him? Why didn't you bring him?
Commander Willy, please talk to us.
Yeah, Mr. Paddy.
Now we want to listen to you.
Well, barrister objection. That's what you people say. Barrister Fruit, you are a father to us all. Our intellectual reasoning is different. Remember this, we went to the same school with you. I'm a Tiger as well, TSU. So I know where you come from, you know where I come from, and our age might be different. And the way we see things is different. I cannot compare myself with you. You've lived a certain type of life, experience. You have experience. You have a better judgment than me. You have all the. You've been there. You've done it. You've seen it all. Me coming from, I will use the word baby standpoint. Barrister, let me address you and address the people in Amazonia. Barrister, I've seen that since this war started, since I came to this world, people like you, our parents, we've seen that you suffered a lot. You've gone to United Nations with documents upon document upon document. We see that those documents don't carry any portfolio. They don't carry no power. They tear it and throw it. So this is our own young generation. We do not intend to. We respect you. We respect the law of Amazonia. Amazonia is a country. We respect the law, everything. But from a baby standpoint, I think that if there's a snake in your house, you're not going to go call animal control. If it's a python in your house, you kill the python first before animal control can say, look at the python that wanted to kill me. That's what you say. If a snake bites you, you start to treat the venom. You do not go for the snake first. You see? So you being an elderly person, you look things in a general standpoint. I don't know your age, but very soon you might go to retirement. I cannot sit here and let the people come and kill you because I want to wait for law. I will not. Barrister said, I will protect you till the rest of your life. I cannot sit here and I see you. They say, Barrister Fru John Nsoh, you at this age, I was supposed to come back home and see you and say, hey, let me go see my daddy. But now you've all run out of the country as refugees. You staying out of the country. What does that mean? Before I was born, you've gone to United Nations, you've gone to all type of places with documents and document on document upon documents. Those documents, we respect them. And you should not forget this. Amazonia is neglected because we are not part of the signatory of human rights and everything. We never signed any document in Geneva. If it's a lie, you guys can Barrister Fru, tell me the day the Amazonia government have gone to Geneva and sign and get that. When they hire you in any job, they give you what they call standard operation procedure, SOP. What is expected of you based in terms of behavior, based in terms of engagement. The day that you go out of those policy at work, they tell that Mr. John or Mr. Peter, sorry, your behavior do not meet our policy. They kick you out. Amazonia never signed those documents. But you people are coming here every day, the policy this, article this. Have Amazonia ever signed any policy United Nations or on Geneva? I don't think so. It never came to my knowledge. My father was a court clerk. He educated me on all these things when I was a baby. I was laughing at it, but now it's in front of me. I did not believe that Amazonia government have gone anywhere in Geneva and signed any document of agreement on how to treat people or how not to treat people. Paul Biya, who have gone to Geneva, they have showed him all these things. He signed them all. How come again he's going against it, and yet nobody's saying anything? They cannot come and they kill you and sit and begin to say, "Oh no, yes, we cannot sit and one person kill us all because we're scared of the law, because the law going to hold us this. If I die today and Amazonia is free, so be it. That's how I look at it. My father fought for the war and he was killed. My mother fought, he was killed. My sisters are all killed. My aunties are all burned. Our aunties are burned. Our villages are burned. My sisters are fried. Everybody's baked and toast. They are all in jail. Ayoktabe, our former president who protected us, he's in jail. They went to Nigeria, arrested him, they put him in jail. And you people come here and tell the law. So which law now, Barrister, over to you. Which laws specify and say, go out and kill? Which law specify and say, go out and torture? Which law specifies say go out and rape? Which law specifies go out and burn the houses? Which law specifies say go out and make people homeless? Which law specifies, say, go out and do this? When the devil write the law, the Christian become dormant. As the devil write the law and implement it, the Christian become dormant. Silenceness is an answer. Probably has given us the best answer in the world. Silenceness by not talking. So we Ambassador too, we too should be wiping them without doing things. The problem is that we come, you want to shoot an enemy, you read. Article 3, page 2, shoot the enemy on the head. Article 1, page this, shoot this on this. The army is entering this Ambassador. They are burning us while we are sleeping. They are burning us while we are eating. They are burning us while we are in school. They are burning us while we are at work. So which law now governs giving the autonomy to kill us? Over to you. I don't know the law.
There's something you just said, Commander Willy. That's of great interest, and that's where I want us to cue the next phase of this conversation. You just mentioned something. You said before we were born, our parents have taken all these documents. They have been piling up documents. We have opted to pick up arms, and it is working. The two work in consonance because the arms we have picked up is helping some of the documents or the petitions that they filed to make some sense. Anybody who was thinking that Longue Longue is the only celebrity in the Cameroons that has been treated in this manner. Here is a video of Willy de Paris. Let's watch.
Yes, Paddy. Can I?
That's Willy de Paris.
Can I?
Maybe let's take the cue. Maybe Dr. Lobati should begin first. That's Willy de Paris.
Those very troops that are doing those things, the French deceive them that they are special and give them privileges. Like the so-called guy from Santa Mbu, he has a restaurant in Paris. I saw it. It's very luxurious, sophisticated. They call it an African restaurant where people go and eat. The French give them French passports. The very ministers who embezzle all the money, they give them French passports and they allow them to open bank accounts in Switzerland and in France. So you live in Cameroon, you keep all the money there, you think that you are a special guy because you have all those things. But actually, like you are where you are, I am where I am. If I have in Switzerland $100 billion, how does that truly benefit me? Except that in my mind, I think that I have $100 billion. All they wanted was to transfer our resources to their bank accounts and finance their economies. They wanted to carry away all our things. And so these people that are doing these things, they allow them to have what they call French passport, allow them to open some businesses in France, make them feel like they're different from their people. And even after they have retired, or for some reason they remove them and they go there, they realize that they don't fit into that society. Bokassa, who left, and you can talk the story of Bokassa, how Giscard d'Estaing was even sleeping with his wife and other things and treating him like his African brother. He went to France, and after he had run out of money, they evicted him from the mansion, and he had to go back to Ivory Coast and beg to see if he can go back to Central African Republic, and died. So these people are deceived by the French to think that they're different from the people that they're torturing. If they can realize that this is my brother, we are of the same country, we all go through the same, and refuse to do what the French tell them to do, that's over for the French. That's what Burkina Faso is doing. That's what Mali is doing. That's what